Hello and welcome to the Chancellor Fairley podcast, the podcast with your host, me, Chancellor Fairley, because I'm extremely vain and I just wanted a whole show dedicated to myself and everything that I do. I am 100% kidding. I just wanted to do something solo and start a project by myself and kind of get me to do something weekly and go through these topics that I just want to talk about on a week-to-week basis and get them through and have anything. And I really couldn't decide what the heck to call the show because, like, everything has a name these days. At least it feels like that. It feels like if it's got a name, it's already taken. If you have a name in mind, it's already taken. Like, I don't see any, it's just, I don't want to go through the trouble of trying to find a name for a show. So I was like, well, screw it. What I'm trying to sell is myself here anyways, so I might as well just call it my name. So this is the Chancellor Fairley podcast, Chancellor Fairley show, whatever you want to call it. And I wanted to kind of start off the show by explaining what the heck this is going to be. Because it's a little bit of a regular talk show kind of thing. Basically, I would like to go over some articles that I kind of collect over the week or that I find interesting or topics that I find interesting throughout the week that I want to dig into or learn more about or consume because, believe it or not, I don't really consume much of the internet. I kind of stick to my circle, my little bubble of information, and I don't really go any further than that. So this is kind of a way for me to delve into the pop culture side of the internet that I'm kind of clueless to and just learn about it and give my opinions on the spot. So we're going to go through kind of just some articles I have picked up that are relevant to my kind of zeitgeist and what I've been kind of consuming recently. But a little bit about myself first, because I am going to be, the person who's talking all the time. My name is Chancellor. I am 28, almost 30 years old. I'll be 30, or I will be 29 in November this year. And I do a lot of art in my free time. Like I do a lot of just filming and whatever, honestly, projects I can think of. I try to keep my day-to-day busy with some kind of activity that is like teaching myself how to do something or how to become better at something. And I thought that this podcast would be a great way to kind of start helping me talk in front of a camera on a regular basis for at least an hour at a time, because I do have other shows on YouTube and I do have other projects on YouTube or in my free time that I am just kind of not the best at keeping the content going. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard for me to find a way to continue the communication and sit in front of a camera for that long and actually keep it going, which is why I'm not very good at streaming. I am not good at streaming, and I don't know how people who stream with like a small audience continue to keep up the ante. You know what I mean? It's a little difficult. But this is what I'm hoping this is kind of going to get it a little bit easier. You know what I mean? And so really, what we're going to start talking about, the first topic that I would like to discuss is a little something that popped up in my feed, right? And I immediately was like, okay, this has to be the first thing I talk about on this show that I've started because it's so relevant to me and it's so in my little circle and bubble, but it also breaks that bubble of things that I know. So I'm a Nintendo fan. I really like Nintendo, always have. Nintendo is my child, my soul child, I really grew up on Pokemon, a lot of Pokemon, and so I kind of just hung on to Nintendo as a franchise and as a corporation, And so another thing that, I said, I'm not very relevant in the pop culture, right? But we all know who the Rizzler is. At least we have, when you say Rizzler, right? The Rizzler. You have a face to the name. You may not know anything about him, which, to be honest, I know very little about the Rizzler. I am not a Rizzler consumer. I barely even noticed when he popped up. It just all of a sudden, the internet was just like, the Rizzler. We must have more of him. And the Costco boys and whatever. I don't know much about any of them, really. But somehow, somehow these two worlds that I never thought would collide, Nintendo in the Rizzler, just smashed. Like an asteroid, like here is, okay, we're gonna say the Earth is the Rizzler, right? Because the Rizzler, I feel like, is he's just the moment, right? And then you have Nintendo, this giant asteroid, and it just crashes into the Rizzler. And the Rizzler, being as rizzed up as he is, accepts the meteorite and absorbs it. And then the meteorite becomes one with the Rizzler. And so Nintendo has just become one with the Rizzler. And the Rizzler, it's like Riz-Tendo now. The Riz-Tendo-verse, I never thought I'd be using Rizzler and Nintendo in the same like kind of context. But so let me pull up this first. So the Rizzler has become a Nintendo partner. All right, and this was kind of a big deal, I'd say, in a way, because it popped up on some of my daily Nintendo news feeds, okay, and I had to talk about it. I really had to discuss it because it's a little insane that this is a thing. So, okay, we're here on Go Nintendo. This is a website that I don't really talk, or I've never been on this website. I don't know the validity of it, but obviously there's a little bit more proof to this. This is just a documentation of what is going on. So this Go Nintendo article says, Nintendo enlists the Rizzler as an official partner. And right off the bat, I was like, okay, they're joking. This is not real. This is not a real thing. This is like, I don't know. So Nintendo has worked with celebrities and influencers to promote their products for decades now. The Big N is always out to spread the word. I don't like that. Go Nintendo, you can't call Nintendo the Big N. I feel like it's a little too close to something that is dangerous. Like, I don't think as Nintendo they would want to be called the Big N as their nickname, their like little pet name that they've got, the Big N. I'm like, no, I'm good. Keep me anywhere away from just the letter N, or like anything in front of the letter N or after the letter N. Just keep us away from that letter and just call us Nintendo, you know? So the Big N is always out to spread the word of their products on popular voices and on the big and small screen, as well as the World Wide Web. In their most recent pairing, Nintendo has partnered up with an absolute juggernaut in the social media space. Also, a little crazy, they're calling Rizzler a juggernaut. I don't know, when I think of juggernaut, I think of something big, which the Rizzler is big. And not big, but big as in like ideas, a concept. The Rizzler is huge, right? So if you haven't heard of the Rizzler, where have you been? I genuinely don't know. I'm sorry, Rizzler. I apologize that I didn't know what was going on here. In all seriousness, we're sure plenty of you know who the Rizzler is. Okay, so it kind of just goes on to explain how the Rizzler came to come and be who he is today and what he is. I could care less. It seems like one of those, like, I feel like in a couple of years, the Rizzler is going to be on that Wikipedia page that's just called Famous to be Famous, where I don't remember her name, but Paris Hilton. Like, Paris Hilton was just famous to be famous. I feel like the Rizzler is going to just pop up there. But, like, honestly, I don't know how many, like, of our modern day stars, which I think are just like really influencers, like I don't really know how many of those are not just famous to be famous. But I feel like if there is a good example in this current time, it's the Rizzler. Because I don't feel like the Rizzler has much to be famous off of, but he's famous. It's kind of like Howie Mandel. Like he just wore a glove on his head and he's now famous. Like, you build the empire. Sorry, I had to take a drink there while we were talking. I had to lube the throat. So, this all started when the Rizzler posted a TikTok, and we're going to go and take a deep dive into this TikTok because there's a lot going on here in this TikTok. It's obviously a TikTok, so it's really short. I've said TikTok a lot, but there's a lot going on here, right? There's a decent amount going on that I need to discuss. So hold on, let me unmute it because it always mutes.
Nintendo.
Dude, what are you playing with?
So you have Rizzler here, and he's just kicking his feet. He's just all happy, just sitting on his beanbag chair playing Donkey Kong Country on his Switch OLED. You can see his Switch OLED dock. I 100% think that if the Rizzler did not own a Switch, which I don't know if he did, I don't know how into video games the Rizzler is. I don't know much about the Rizzler, but if he didn't already own the Switch, Nintendo sent him this one to play this game on. They probably sent him this Switch OLED and also the copy of Donkey Kong because they wanted to get him to do this, and so they were just going to hook him up. So I fully believe this is like an advertisement. And this came out March 31st, which is crazy because it was like we were a couple of days, 2 days or 3 days away from the Switch 2 being announced on April 3rd. So just really interesting that that got put through. But knowing Nintendo, they had to go through some they probably filmed this a while ago, and they had to send it to Nintendo to get like the okay to post it. And I kind of have some proof here. I feel like that they did. So let's go and continue. I know I've paused it.
Donkey Kong Country Returns HD.
Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. I'm just sitting here playing Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. That's how I say it. Every time I say that game, I say Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. It's just
So for the
you
Nintendo
gotta
Switch?
Yeah, it's so fun.
Is it for the Nintendo Switch? No, Dad. It's for Nintendo 64. No, it's for the Nintendo Switch, Dad. I know you don't know much about video games. You're not a part of the Big N. You know, you're not relevant to the Big N. But it's on the Switch, Dad. It's on the Switch. I'm sorry. I cannot take this video seriously. It's just so much advertising, like mumbo, like pure advertising limbo, like the Big N does.
Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong recover their precious banana hoard from the villainous Tiki Tak tribe.
Tiki Tak tribe?
Yeah.
Sounds dangerous, dude.
Yeah. I wish I had another player I can play with, though.
Wait, don't...
I love this. I love this stupid cut that they do where they zoom in on his face. You know, like the typical like zoom in on the person's face when they're like in shock. But it's literally just Rizzler scratching his nuts. Like he's just like... Because they had to like script this, obviously. Like I 100% feel like they definitely had to have scripted this this communication that they're having with this video game advertisement. But I just love that it's just Rizzler's just like all natural, like barely has to do anything. Like Rizzler just has to show up, say a couple of lines, he's good to go. That's his job. He's the Rizzler, excuse me. So I just love the zoom in where it's just like he's just scratching his nuts. And I feel like that's why they had to zoom it in, right? Because if you go just a little bit further, right? Sorry, TikTok sucks. TikTok sucks. But look, his hand was right there. It was right there, and he was just scratching. So I just feel like they had to do the zoom for that reason too.
Don't they have co-op?
They do?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they do.
I can play with you.
And then Dad's playing with him.
Daddy, did you know that the 80 dynamic
This is the key. This is the kicker. This is what I say to all my friends when they start playing a video game with me. Like when I sit down and I'm like, "Hey, you want to play freaking Super Mario Wonder?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure." And we start playing Super Mario Wonder, and I just stop them like while we're playing, and I just explain to them like, "Did you know that Super Mario Wonder has like over 32 levels? They're fully playable. A talking flower, and this is okay."
There's 80 dynamic platforming levels. It's full of secrets, surprises, and banana galore.
Secrets! Surprises!
And bananas galore!
I love that. And then he shoots himself over here and just like ends his little bonus level that he's on, which I think is funny because they're not even paying attention to the game because they're doing this little advertisement for Donkey Kong Country HD. Or sorry, Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, which has 82 dynamic levels and the levels from the 3DS version and Wii. I think it's crazy that they just kind of screw it up. But yeah, they really are enjoying Donkey Kong Country Returns HD with over 82 dynamic levels and bonus levels from the 3DS and Wii. It seems like a good time.
It's an HD for the Nintendo Switch system.
Oh!
It includes the extra level.
Wait. Why are they? So why is he saying? Hold on. Let's go back. We need to go back.
For the Nintendo Switch. Oh wow, it's an HD for the Nintendo Switch system.
Oh!
It includes the
Oh.
levels from the Nintendo 3DS version.
Oh, no way, I didn't know that.
Rizzler, you did know that. First of all, it's in the name with the HD. All right, with the first step, You already said it. Dad, I'm playing Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. Oh, did you know this game's in HD? No way, I didn't know that. Rizzler, come on, we all know you're better than that. We all know you're better than that. You knew that it was in HD. You can't read, Rizzler? You can't comprehend what you're saying, Rizzler? What do you think the HD stand for? Him? Dim? I don't know, but I think it's so funny. The advertising in this is just so bad.
The levels from the Nintendo 3DS version.
Oh, no way. I didn't know that. That was hard. I won.
You cleared it.
Clear. See more details about Donkey
Okay,
Kong?
this is the spot that's got me really conspiracy theory brained. Red pilled, or the big N pilled, as you would say. So they have this last part, right, where he's basically saying, check out Donkey Kong Country Returns HD with over 82 dynamic levels and levels from the 3DS version in Wii. And it's got some mosaic, not mosaic, but blur, right? It's blurring out this whole background over here, and it's blurring out something on this little controller. I don't know why. I can't even zoom in because it's TikTok on the website and it sucks. But I can't tell why they would have to blur this little section out, because he's just using like a Joy-Con grip that I'm like 100% sure Nintendo probably also sent him to kind of hook him up on the vibe. But I don't know why they blurred out this little spot. Like, I can kind of understand maybe why they blurred out this. They don't want any other products besides the Nintendo products that are in the thing, right? But I feel like this one was just a mistake. Like, they just accidentally, like, their finger just pressed there, and now there's a blur there. But, you know, in my honest opinion, I think they just filmed it, like, straight up, sent it to Nintendo to get the okay to post it, and Nintendo was like, you gotta blur this, and you probably gotta blur that little bitty, whatever that tiny little bitty spot is right there, like, you have to blur that as well. And so they had to blur that, and then they could post it, which is probably why it came out, like, so late to close to the Switch. I mean, because Donkey Kong Country Returns, I mean, I know now why they were advertising the heck out of Donkey Kong Country Returns HD with 82 dynamic levels and also the bonus levels from the 3DS and Wii. Like, I kind of understand why they were selling it so hard back then, is because the new Donkey Kong Bonanza for the Switch 2 was coming out, so they just wanted to, like, hype up Donkey Kong as much as they could because they were taking a risk on Donkey Kong as in general, right? But I just think it's so funny that, like, they probably had to get, like, some form of okay or some form of, like, go ahead to do this, and they send it to Nintendo, and Nintendo's like, well, first you gotta blur all those things in the background. Is that an Xbox? We can't have that in the background. The big N refuses to have a big M in the background of their product, their advertisement. So when you're selling Donkey Kong Country Returns HD with over 82 dynamic levels and the 3DS bonus levels on Wii or whatever the fuck, you're gonna take that out. You're gonna blur that, and you're gonna blur that little dot by your finger, okay? Because we can't have that. The big N can't have that. And so I thought that was hilarious. And just also, like, really in face, because it is the Rizzler, and it's not something that I am too prone to knowing. So if you thought that was interesting, or if you at all have anything else to say about this, then just let me know, because I think it's crazy. I want to know how many more advertisements the Rizzler is going to do, because you can see here that it says hashtag Nintendo partner right here at the bottom. So, like, I wonder, because I don't know, I don't necessarily know how much it takes to become a Nintendo partner. If you just do one advertisement with them and you're like, okay, you're a Nintendo partner for that advertisement, or if, like, Nintendo partner means, like, we paid you for, like, a couple advertisements, so you're selling for us. So I don't know what exactly that is, but it's very interesting, very weird, you know. I never thought I'd see the Rizzler advertising Donkey Kong Country Returns HD with over 82 dynamic levels and bonus levels from the 3DS and Wii. I don't think they ever say Wii, but I just like adding that. So another thing we have on this docket, we're already at 20 minutes, so we're kind of slowing down a little bit. I had a lot to say about the Rizzler. So I learned something about this product called the Labubu, or I think that it's called Labubu, Labubu, Labubu. I'd never heard of them. I'd never seen them before in my life. I didn't even know they really even existed until recently. And so they had this. I saw this thing on Reddit, I think it was, where someone's car got broken into and they stole their Labubu out of their car. And so we'll take first we're gonna open up this this article from the Irish Sun. All right, this is from the Irish Sun. I go to this website a lot because being an American, I want to know everything about the Irish and their son, specifically their son, Jimmy. Really good dude. Really cool. He's got a lot to say. He's got this whole article. He's got this whole website online, and he comes with a lot. So the Irish, their son, really good dude, really informative man. So the Irish Sun, he posted an article, and it kind of goes over it. And so it says, smash and grab, Labubu fan issues stark warning to others as thieves do smash and grab on their car for just 3 128-pound toys. I think that's pound. I'm not sure. Don't make fun of me if it's not. I'm an American. I'm ignorant. I'm dumb. So these are what the Labubu are. They're these kind of like bunny-esque doll figures. They're kind of creepy, but they're also cool. They're not like too like retro doll, not retro doll, but like an ancient doll. You know, the kind of dolls that your grandma has, where you're just like, there's a demon soul in that thing. Like there is legitimately a demon inside that doll right there. So they kind of got a different vibe. They got like a I already know I'm a demon kind of vibe. So it's not just like kind of tricking you. And I like that. They're cute. I'm gonna say, like, they're honestly really cute. Like I think I would own one if I had. It says $128, so they're pretty expensive. Like they're like $40, $50 dolls. And I'm sure they're worth a lot because it seems like there's a collection around it. But some dude broke into this person's car to steal their Labubus that they had hanging on their windshield or whatever, because it looks like they have little rings you can do that with, right? And there's kind of pictures of it. You know, they smashed the car's getting towed away. I'm sorry that your car got totaled because of Labubu. That really sucks. I'm sorry to see that. The Labubu craze they're taking out cars now. Imagine having a Labubu and a Tesla. It wouldn't survive. It'd be like they'd steal your Labubu and then they'd set it on fire. It'd just be insane. It really would. They shared the rest of their collection of the Labubu stuff they've got. I guess Labubu's got like a whole kind of thing going on. I don't know how long Labubu's been around. But yeah, they go through it and kind of talk about it. So I wanted to do some live research here while we're kind of in this subject because I don't know what a Labubu is, right? So I have the Wikipedia page here in this document that I have, where I kind of wanted to go through and kind of see what a Labubu is, because I just don't know what the lore behind a Labubu is. So it says Labubu is a brand of plush toys created by Hong Kong designer Ka-Sing Lung, marketed by Pop Mart. I also don't know who the heck Pop Mart is. What else does Pop Mart sell? Okay, so they're like they're like gotcha balls. I mean, I get it because it's Hong Kong, right? So what do they sell? They're vending machines that do blind box format. $676 million listing on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange in 2020. That's pretty big. It's a big product chain. So I guess because it's a Japanese thing, or it's Chinese. Sorry, I'm assuming it's everywhere, but it is Chinese. That it would be a big deal because they're blind boxes and they like these kind of like things. The monster series like Labubu and Zimmo, they don't have a link for Zimmo. I wonder what that is. They gained popularity in 2024 after Lisa, a member of South Korean girl group Blackpink, uploaded a photo of herself holding a doll on her Instagram account. Okay, so that's how they kind of got big. They have controversy? They have controversy? Whoa, wait, hold on. As well as vending machines known as robo-shops, so that's kind of what they got going on. I saw Texas, that's where I live, so I was like, I gotta know. They have staffed outlets like all over. Okay, so the controversy. Chinese media has described the toy company's products as addictive in recent times. The company has been increasingly reported or regulated within China. The company has come under domestic regulation pressure as regulators banned the sale of mystery boxes to children under 8 years and required guardian. So it is. My thing with gotchas is like I know they're fun and they're cute and they're meant to be like It's just an experience, but they are just straight up gambling. Right, anything of that nature where like you feed on the prey of like someone wanting to collect them all, and just like they keep coming back because they might get the one they're missing or they might get the one they want. Like it's just gambling, right? And every company that does this, every loot box on a video game, every casino that you go to, they like all know like the drive of that kind of like Pokemon itself. You know, they all do that where it's like it's just straight up gambling, and whether you put a little fun spin on it, especially with like gacha boxes like this, like toys, for instance, like you're really baiting yourself at like children. Like that's the market. The market is children that you're trying to sell to. So like you know what you're doing. You're preying on these children and these parents that will buy endlessly. And sometimes it's not children. You know, sometimes it's like adults who are just like in the craze. They have a hobby that they're into, and this is it. And I just think that like it's a little mental, regardless of how you think about it. Like, yeah, it's fun. Yeah, it's for toys. Yeah, it's part of the culture. But it is just straight up gambling, regardless of what you think it is. At the end of the day, gonna take a sip. Gulp. So I guess that's kind of what they are. They're these blind box dolls, right? And they were inspired. So they're part of the Monster series, which I guess is what we talked about. But they were inspired by Nordic folklore and mythology that he enjoyed during his childhood. So this is a boy that made it. I'm sorry, I thought it was a girl. I can't really tell. I'm ignorant. I apologize. So the toy gained widespread attention in April 2024, after Lisa posted it. And it has accumulated 6.3 billion Chinese yuan, or however you say that, approximately $870 million US in the first half of the year. Holy shit. And I don't even know what the heck these things are. I don't even know what these are. So let's go ahead and look up some images of them, just so I can kind of get a little glimpse on what they are, right? And how much they're going for. They don't seem to be that expensive. Or I guess these are like just, I'm assuming the franchise is like completely blasted out since this popularity post, right? So this is them. I mean, they're like I said, they're really cute. Like I probably own one of these. I own a couple of these, honestly. Maybe I should order one for the next episode. Just have it on my desk, like a Labubu. I'll get one. They're cute. I like them. They're sick. But I just don't understand the craze behind them. Right? Like, they're adorable, yes, but it's kind of bringing me like Beanie Baby vibes, where it's like, they're Beanie Babies. Why is this so popular? You know? That's crazy. And fun story about Beanie Babies. My grandma was a Beanie Baby collector, so she had thousands of Beanie Babies. It was insane. Like, we'd go to her house and she just had dolls on dolls and the Beanie Baby collection. Like, it was just crazy. So that's what Labubu is. You learn something new every day. But yeah, don't keep your Labubu in your car. And don't keep it on the windowsill. Don't advertise at all that you have a Labubu, because apparently people will go absolutely fucking nuts for this shit. They will hunt you down for your Labubu. They will straight up bring a pitchfork to your door and say, give me your Labubu. Like when you get, like a mugger's not going to rob you for your wallet anymore, your purse. They're just going to be like, give me your Labubu. Give me your Labubu now. I need your Labubu. And they'll just, because they want it. They're not even going to sell it. They're just going to put it on their car, and then the robber's going to come rob them of their Labubu, and it's just going to be an endless cycle of being robbed for Labubu. It's like that Yakuza 0 mini quest, where the kid's Akira 3 copy gets stolen, and the thief steals the thief's stolen copy, and another, and it just keeps going. It's pretty crazy. So that's Labubu. Good on Labubu. Glad to see they're doing well. That's impressive. I'm really impressive that they can do what they're doing. So we're on the docket for topic 3. We're almost done. We got 2 topics left on this, and it looks like we're going to wrap up kind of just in time. A lot to say, a lot to talk about on this episode. So we got two more discussion topics, and then I'm going to do a closer here, where I'm going to try something fun for you all. But next up, I want to do this a regular bit on the show, something that I'm going to fit in at least every week if I can try. If not every other week, we'll fit it in when we can, as well, as much as it's relevant, right? But I'm a man of fashion. I love fashion. I love anything that has to do with fashion. I love the fashion sense. I love the phases of fashion. I love everything that comes with it, right? And I really didn't know that this was a fashion style until recently. But there's been a rise in Hollywood with this fashion sense called Trashcore. And if you don't know what Trashcore is, just look up a picture of Justin Bieber recently. Any picture of him recently, that's Trashcore. 100% Trashcore. I feel like if you could just look up Pete Davidson, like his last couple of years of SNL, that's Trashcore. Did Pete Davidson have tattoos back then at the end of his SNL? I don't even know if Pete Davidson still has tattoos. Hold on, does Pete Davidson still have tattoos? Does Pete Davidson still have tattoos? You don't need to know. He started removing all his tattoos and has been in a horrible experience. Okay, so I don't think he's... Wait, no, he did. He did remove all his tattoos. Because he had this... Wait, was this Photoshop? I don't care. Can I just see the picture? That's the Pete. That's the Petey. I don't know who that is. Victoria Beckham. Okay, so they're not... Fuck you, E! News. I want to see this picture. What's the Pete Davidson tattoo removal picture? This is it. Yeah, so he had like... Dude, that looks gnarly. I'll be honest. It does look gnarly. I've seen tattoo removal. That looks painful. anyways, okay. So, Trashcore. I feel like you can just, like I said, we'll just look up a picture of Justin Bieber in like 2025, right? I know he's kind of crashing out right now, but like I'd say this is pretty Trashcore-ish. I wish this picture was more than 144 pixels. But you can kind of get the gist. His pants are hanging low. It's like, it's fancy, it's fashionable, but at the same time, it's like trashy, right? Like I feel like this is kind of Trashcore-y, right? Him and his wife. But it's a little Trashcore-y. I don't think it's too Trashcore-y. This is kind of like a little bit more R&B fashion, IMO. But like, is R&B just Trashcore? No, I don't know. In the comments, tell me if R&B is Trashcore. So like, this is kind of casual. This actually kind of looks, I don't know what you would call this. I don't know what that dude in the background is even wearing. Look at that. Look at that freaking outfit. Oh my gosh. Just kind of work with me here. So he's like, this is like a Doctor Who character. This man straight up looks like a doctor. This is the new Doctor. He's a sonic screwdriver and everything. He's wearing gloves. Bro, I'm more interested in this man's fashion than I am in JB's. That's whack. So, anyways, Trashcore. You get the gist. So, I have an article here that I kind of collected from this website I don't know much about, as I don't know much about anything. But it kind of goes over the style guide of Trashcore. So, we're going to kind of give a little look. So, this is the definition of Trashcore, this image here. So whenever you think of Trashcore, you think of this. And that's what you're aiming for when you want to dress Trashcore. You want to look just like this. You want to be the physical embodiment of this. So just eat junk food for like 90 days straight just to get the kind of zits and everything going on you. And just get everything ready because you're going to be ready for your Trashcore transformation. Your Trashcore transformation. Trashcore transformation. So Trashcore is an aesthetic that grabs your attention by celebrating the beauty and decay and neglect. Ever looked at a crumbling building or a graffiti-covered wall and thought, wow, that's kind of awesome. That's the spirit of Trashcore. You ever drive down the downtown streets of whatever city you're in and see the pollution going on and all the trash and just outright dismay of humanity? That is Trashcore. That is the beauty of our world, right? The pollution, the trash, have you ever walked to the ocean and seen all the trash collected on the bed of the ocean or you ever see like a turtle with kind of the plastic ring on its head, and it's just growing into it. It's Trashcore. That turtle is representing Trashcore. That is a Trashcore turtle. Trashcore turtle. Teenage Mutant Turtles. Try Teenage Trashcore Turtle. So that's Trashcore. And they don't really show, like, this girl is, I guess, wearing Trashcore. I'd say you could probably get a little bit trashier than that. Like, the trashiest part of this photo is the background with the graffiti. Like, this is kind of like mild Trashcore. Like, this is like Taco Bell's mild sauce Trashcore right here. That's not very Trashcore. In my opinion, I feel like you can probably get a little bit more Trashcore. You got, this is a mural. This looks absolutely trippy. So visual media in the Trashcore aesthetic captures the gritty narrative of urban life, revealing the beauty found in decay and neglect. Yes, you said that at the very beginning of the article. Are you just repeating shit to get the words per minute, or the words on this project to be... And I thought it was honestly going to be like a little bit better. This photo is gnarly. This is like what Asmongold lives in. So is Asmongold Trashcore? Is Asmongold Trashcore? That's a good question. I really don't know. I feel like he is Trashcore, but like in like the laziest sense. Which is that not Trashcore because it's the beauty of neglect? So I think what we've come down to today is that in fact, Asmongold is indeed Trashcore, right? If anything, he is the physical, like he is Trashcore. He is the embodiment of the aesthetic of Trashcore as Asmongold. So I think we're kind of getting onto something. We're getting somewhere. So let's see. Hold on. We're gonna leave this bullshit article. I'm sorry if you put a lot of work into it. I'm sure you were good. So this, yeah, this is Trashcore right here. I think this is Trashcore Charlie. Penguins. I think this is Trashcore Charlie. Or sometimes I look at Asmongold. I don't know if you all remember the band Never Shout Never. I don't remember what the name of the person who, sorry, I usually did. So, Christopher Drew, right? So Christopher Drew is definitely Trashcore. I think we've kind of determined that these days, Christopher Drew is Trashcore. Like, he didn't used to be, and I feel like now Christopher Drew is Trashcore. Is this Trashcore? That's kind of Trashcore. I feel like that's like, I don't know how to explain that. I feel like that's kind of Trashcore. No, it's emo. Emo was before Trashcore. What am I talking about? That is emo right there. That's not Trashcore. I'm sorry. But Asmongold reminds me of like Christopher Drew if Christopher Drew did meth and like went down a bad path. I don't know if anyone else sees that kind of relation. Maybe it's just because they're both kind of got the hair vibe and the thing going on. But Asmongold, okay, so Asmongold is Trashcore Christopher Drew, right? Yeah, I think that's it. I think Asmongold definitely embodies the Trashcore aspect here. He is the Trashcore god. Okay, so we've determined that. We've learned something today. We learned what Trashcore is. We put a face to the name, right? So you have the big N, you got Rizzler, you got Trashcore, you got Asmongold. And when you can basically say Asmongold as Trashcore. Right, so you don't have to use them in the same sentence. You can kind of just say like, yo, bro, you dress some real Asmongold out here today. And they're like, what? Oh, bro, you know, like Asmongold, bro, you dress some real Asmongold. Like, I didn't think that was a fashion statement, man. You're like, yeah, man, you know, everybody's wearing that shit. Everybody's living that neglect, the beauty of neglect lifestyle. You know, Asmongold, Trashcore, bro. Something. All right, so we got one last topic. And then we're going to move on to the end, and we'll end the show here. So we're going to kind of go full circle. I wanted to talk about this because I thought it was very strange. Once again, the world of the Rizzler is huge. He is, like I said in that metaphor in the beginning, he is the Earth. Rizzler is the Earth. And these asteroids of different brands, the Big N and others, just seem to keep crashing into him and being absorbed by him. In this sense of like he is, that is what he's doing, right? He is the Rizzler. He is the embodiment of Earth. He is Earth's biggest figure at the moment. So we have another company that is partnered with the Rizzler. It is Arizona Iced Tea. We all know Arizona Iced Tea, the Big A, all right? The big AIT. And they're going to pair up to do a Rizzler drink. This is a viral rumor, so I don't even know if it's real. I haven't read this article. I just have this article. It's by Sportskeeda. Just sounds like a pornographic website, if I'm going to be honest. You can't put the word Skeeta at the end of something, and I'm not going to, because like it's just a little too close to Skeet. You got Team Skeet and you got Sportskeeda. Tell me which one. They both kind of have the same ring of the bell. You know what I mean? You have Sportskeeda here. And they say that Arizona Iced Tea is releasing the Rizzler drink. Viral rumor debunked. You got a picture of what it would look like. Pretty sick. It's a fruit juice cocktail, like most Arizona kind of drinks. We like the watermelon one. I like the watermelon one. I stand the watermelon one. Okay, so let's see. Known for 99-cent cans, Arizona Iced Tea announced a new flavor, Rizzberry, developed in collaboration with social media personality Kristen Joseph. That's his name? The Rizzler's got a name? I didn't even fucking know that. On March 31st, 2025, Arizona Iced Tea took over its official social media channel to humorously announce the Rizzler as its chief Rizz officer, CRO. I like that. He's got I feel like that's how he lives. In subsequent teased the upcoming flavor. Well, so this is March 31st. This was the day before April Fool's. So maybe this could have been an April Fool's joke, like an early April Fool's joke. We have consulted with our new CRO, Chief Rizz Officer, the Rizzler, to bring the most Rizz-enhancing drink known to man, Rizzberry, coming soon. The announcement was held the day before April 1st. Oh look, making fans skeptical that the new launch might be an elaborate prank. The brand took over X again on April Fool's Day, saying that they were retracting the product, but only for the time being. After several rounds of testing, it has been determined by our CRO, Chief Rizz Officer, the Rizzler, that the formula is not ready to optimize the American published Rizz. We take the quest to bring maximum Rizz to our consumer very seriously, and we will not rest until our product is capable of curing the Rizz session. Moment of silence for that one. The Rizz session. That was good. I will hand it to them. That was a good article. That was not a good article, but like a good little statement that they had. With this being said, we are bringing the Rizzler back to the lab so we can our CRO can crack the formula and make sure the Arizona Rizzberry offers the ultimate dose of Rizz. This is not goodbye, but see you later. After several assumptions, fans theorize and debate about whether it was an April Fool's joke. Arizona, Rizza, has confirmed the upcoming release of Rizzberry flavor, making it a clever marketing tactic. So it is in fact actually going to happen. There will be a Rizz drink, a Rizzona. Oh, I didn't even notice that they have the two Z's in the Arizona can. That is fucking funny. That is good. They put a lot of heart into this, I'll say. And if I was the Rizzler, I'd be like honored. But what happens when the Rizzler grows up? You know, do they keep this image of the Rizzler? Because I imagine the Rizz is gonna get fucking jacked when he gets older. Like he's gonna go through the Justin Bieber phase, where he's Justin Bieber's not jacked, but like he's just gonna get yoked. Like the Rizz is gonna get yoked. Are we gonna have like a yoked Rizzler can of Arizona tea? This looks like Asmongold. He's an Aussie dad. Looks like Asmongold. This dude, he's pretty Trashcore, bro. This dude's Trashcore, I can tell. He's representing Trashcore. So I really don't want to kind of go through that. Apparently they've had other collaborations over the years. I don't know. I don't really keep up with the world of Arizona iced tea. You know, I'm not over here like, Arizona iced tea? Gotta know the news. The big A? Gotta know. Did you know that you could get Arizona iced tea, the Rizzler, with 82 dynamic flavors and all the bonus flavors from the original Arizona tea? Yeah, so that's pretty interesting. It's pretty funny. It's pretty sick. And honestly, we made great time. We're at 44 minutes. This is the end of the show. That was all I wanted to talk about. Just a couple of topics that I had. Really do appreciate anyone who stuck around or jumped through this video to watch any bit of it and get my commentary on the news. I will do this again. You will see me next week, for we will be here again with some new topics and some new discussions. So if you liked what you heard, if you thought it was fun, if you thought anything you saw was entertaining and cool, and If you like the Rizzler, if you're a fan of the Big N, not the word, the Nintendo. If you're Dell Technologies, get the heck out of here. Get the heck out of here. If you're a fan of what you saw and you like what you see, maybe give a like on the video. Really helps a lot. Share and get this going through most people. This is a new channel, so it doesn't have a lot of engagement already. It's got I have 2 subscribers at the time of posting this. So if you like what you saw, maybe also subscribe. You'll see me every week here discussing everything I do. Follow the links in my bio and on my page, and it'll take you to other things I'm in and that I do and work on. So if you want to see more of me in general, you can go there. But thank you all for watching. We're going to close this out with my closing topic that I'm going to have for every episode of the show. This will be Pokemon of the week, and I am going to draw it the best I can. The Pokemon of the week is Kecleon. I like Kecleon. He's sick. He's a sick Pokemon. He's a sick little Kecleon. He's the Rizzler of Pokemon. Kecleon, go on. No. All right, I'm going to draw him. And I will see you all next week for another episode of the Chancellor Fairly podcast / show or whatever it is. Thank you.